Hello everybody, this is the Wikstrand. So I was thinking, why did this movie work better for me than usual Liam Neeson movies that have been released over, the past decade and a half? And when the credits started rolling and I saw Martin Campbell's name in the credits as the director, I said, that's it. That is why this movie worked, because Martin Campbell's name might not mean that much to you, but he has been responsible for some of the most successful and or great James Bond films, GoldenEye and Casino Royale. And I thought that him as a director probably helped this movie out a lot. Now, what is this movie about and why is this one of the best Liam Neeson movies that has been released over the past 15 years? That's what we're going to find out today. This is Memory. So Liam Neeson plays this contract killer who works out mostly in Mexico, where he, works for drug cartels and stuff like that. And he's very efficient and very, very smooth, and he's very reliable. And he has gotten himself a new job in El Paso. He doesn't really want to do this, but as the drug dealer tells him that no one's retiring from this business, despite that you're being a bit older than the usual of a contract killer, so he does it anyway. By the way, he also gets to see his brother in El Paso, who is at this point basically a vegetable. He doesn't know who he is or who Liam Neeson is, and the fact is that Liam Neeson is also struggling with early signs of Alzheimer's, and he has a trouble focusing on what he's going to do. So the first target he takes out pretty swiftly, and no problems here. It's just some guy. But the second target that he is asked to kill is a 13-year-old Mexican girl, and very gruffly he refuses and say, "No children." However, the child dies anyway, and this makes good old Liam Neeson a bit peeved and, starts to wreck some shit here in El Paso. And he wants to find out who wanted this dude dead and this child dead, and what does this have to do with anything? It all seems to lead up to this very wealthy and very powerful woman who runs a lot of the ins and outs in El Paso, played by Monica Bellucci, which seems like an odd casting, but we'll go with it anyway. However, Liam Neeson has another problem, because there is this FBI agent played by Guy Pearce who was responsible for, the child that dies, and he wants to find out who was responsible for this death, and he starts to hunt Liam Neeson. Who is get out of this thing alive, and why was, these two people selected for the killing, and is Liam Neeson going to run out of memory before he can find out what this thing is all about? That's what this movie essentially is about. Now, I think that the idea is of making Liam Neeson having memory issues and early stages of Alzheimer's was a great idea, because it gave him a frailty. It gave him something new to do, and that meant that his advancing years actually benefited this movie in a good way. Now, this is essentially the same old that what he has been doing, but he has a new sense of purpose in this movie. He has a new sense of motivation, which seems to elevate his characters, because I like the characters in this movie, not just Liam Neeson or Guy Pearce or Monica Bellucci. There's a lot of interesting side characters that add to this tapestry of characters in this movie. This isn't, something that will revolutionize Liam Neeson, but it is far better than The Marksman or Blacklight, or other movies that he has done over the past 15 years that has mostly been quite forgettable. This is not a movie that you will remember, pun intended, but there is far more good stuff going on here than what usually happens in a Liam Neeson movie, considering that there are shades of grey here. You're not quite sure what's going on here. Is he actually a bad guy? Is he actually a good guy? Who can he trust? Who can we trust as an audience? Where is this one going? You're not quite sure, because there's a lot of moving parts that are working together to form a very good and very, compact thriller. A competently made movie with a motivated Liam Neeson. I think this movie has a lot to offer those who have seen lots of Liam Neeson movies and want to see something that offers something new and offers something fresh and offers something that is a little bit outside of your comfort zone. Is it good? Yes. Is it memorable? Yes. sort of, but it is a very, very good produced movie, and it has some very good performances, especially from Liam Neeson. And I thought that, you know, the third act of the movie was very strong, and everything kind of tied up together very nicely and left you with a, yeah, I like that. Does it have flaws? Yes, it does. It drags sometimes, and there are some things that doesn't quite work, but for the most part, it works out kind of nicely anyway. It's not the best movie that Neeson has done since Taken. In fact, no movie he has done since Taken is better than Taken, but Cold Pursuit and Unknown, those movies are very, very good. And this one is also quite good. Not as good as those two, but pretty damn viewable is what I'm saying. Memory is a solid and well-produced Liam Neeson action movie, and I'm giving it 63 points. It has the usual problems that you would expect with a movie such as this, but there are fewer than in most cases, so take that for what you will. So I'll see you next time for, well, so-and-so reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.